Hi, my name is Amanda Oakley and I am in Section C of TBUS 400. So based on the first article, when you should not go global, the first question is what causes a firm to explore international expansion, and when in a firm's life should it explore international expansion? So I wanted to start off by first mentioning that nowadays there's a huge push for firms to go international, but it's important to recognize that that may not always be the best thing for the firm, and being able to know and understand when it's right to go international and when it's not right to go international is really crucial for a firm's success. So the text breaks up the motivations to expand globally by industries. And the three industries are formally state-owned industries, service industries, and manufacturing industries. So for formally state-owned industries, they typically start to explore international expansion when there's increasing competition in their home markets. And in addition to that, it's a way for companies to begin to take advantage of their new freedom since they are no longer being state-owned. So for service industries, they begin to explore international expansion as a way to scale on economies and to generate new growth beyond their home markets. Now, manufacturing industries are a little bit different because typically they are more forced to expand globally for survival. And the text talks about how global mergers and partnerships in some cases are the only way for companies to obtain the size they need to compete in a market. So they really are just forced to do that in order to stay alive. Now, before a firm even thinks about expanding globally, they need to conduct the three-part review that is talked about in this text, and they have to answer three questions. The first question is, are there potential benefits for the company? The second question is, do we have the necessary management skills? And the third question was, will the costs outweigh the benefits? So in addition to these three questions, a company should also analyze how strong they are in their home markets and if they can replicate those strategies to be successful in other markets. So moving on, the second article was to go global or no. And the question for that article was, which of the four commentators offers the most persuasive recommendation for DataClear's problem? So I chose the fourth commentator, Scott Schneal. I liked his approach. He seemed to be very realistic about things. And, taking risks is important in business, but at some point you have to really be realistic and think about what you're doing. And he seemed to pay attention to the facts of DataClear, which I really liked. One of the biggest lessons that I've taken out of this class is that you shouldn't rush into business decisions. And just because going global makes sense for rival companies or another company in the same industry, it doesn't necessarily mean it makes sense for you as a company, or in this case, DataClear. If DataClear were to go global simply as a response to Visitat going global, it sends a message that DataClear isn't fully analyzing the situation, in my opinion, and they're not looking for potential benefits from that specific to their company. So DataClear needs to ask themselves if there really are potential benefits by going abroad in their current state. And, as Scott states in his commentary, it's important for DataClear to establish solid domestic operations in the United States before they think about expanding globally. And when they do think about expanding globally, they should really look into doing like a partnership or an abroad venture with another company. Thank you.